Okay, so this is going to be a pretty long video. Hey guys, if you're new here, welcome to another video. So you may have noticed I haven't posted in a while. This is because I didn't really have anything to talk about. So anyways, if you live in the US, specifically the South, like me, you may have or even been affected by this well-known thing called Hurricane Ida. So while my family was fleeing from this nightmare hailstorm, my cousin and I decided to play some Roblox, specifically a game called Zombie Uprising. So, for those who don't know what Zombie Uprising is, it's a survival FPS inspired by the zombies mode of Call of Duty. So, to play, basically, you and a gaggle of idiots shoot zombies for 6 hours. During this, you will be acquiring points, which can be used to make your game easier, from temporarily turning on some turrets to permanently upgrading your weapons and, more importantly, yourself. The goal is simple: survive until you don't. Personally, I think the game's kind of cool, to be honest. It's just a good time killer. However, I do think the game has some issues. Mainly that the game is way too slow. Now, I'm not saying the game is too hard. If anything, I think the game is too easy. Well, normal mode is too easy, at least. I haven't really played the other difficulties, but I'm going to focus mainly on normal mode because I think that's just the ideal way to start off the game. The other difficulties should be built off of normal mode's difficulty as opposed to maybe normal mode being built off the other ones. I don't know. I just thought it would make more sense balance-wise. Now, to explain what I mean when I say the game is too easy, I need to explain something. A condition, if you will, that most, if not all, games suffer from. What now syndrome. Now, what is what now syndrome? What now syndrome is a name I just came up with for a condition games suffer from. That immeasurable feeling of boredom once you've done all that can be achieved in a video game. Some games reach this far faster than others, but at some point, all games reach it. The reason why I bring this up is because Zombie Uprising reaches it startlingly fast. Mainly because the core gameplay has become incredibly boring, a lot less fun over time. The game's concept of difficulty is to increase the zombies' health and maybe damage, or I don't know, the amount of zombies in a particular wave, which is probably the worst idea to increase difficulty. Mainly because it doesn't. It only makes the game longer. Bullet sponges just aren't the way to go. So, what's my suggestion? Different zombies. No, seriously, that's it. To be honest, it's shocking that this game even needs to be brought up in a discussion like this, because most zombie games, even those on Roblox, apply the strategy. You got your classics like the fast, tanky, and explosive zombies. Some games let you explode the zombies to hurt your enemies, some games don't, but to be honest, most zombie games have some sort of explosive zombie. The more niche types, like the zombies that kill the other zombies around them, or the ones that throw projectiles at you. Actually, I think that might be more of a classic zombie. Or, if you're feeling really ballsy, rivals, which are basically enemies meant to replicate your exact abilities. However, those are usually reserved for not only latter waves, but also should be used incredibly sparingly to make the game, fun. Simply adding variety to the zombies can make the game feel more dynamic and interesting. You can also do things like have specialized wave primarily populated by the more niche types to spice things up once you apply them. So we've fixed the bullet sponges. What next? The second issue I've noticed is that at some point you eventually hit a wall, both in zombies, but also in things to do. Part of the reason why COD Zombies works is because there's always something to do. There's always perks to buy, upgrades to acquire, bosses to kill, etc. This puts the inevitable wall from maybe half an hour to maybe a couple hours. This not only encourages players to play for longer, but also to encourage repeat playthroughs. Since this game already lifts aspects from COD Zombies, I was thinking maybe lifting a few more wouldn't hurt, Not like some game on Roblox is going to affect one of the largest video game franchises of all time anyways. So yeah, just take some aspects of COD and drop them into UZ. Things like perks, multiple levels of upgrades to your gun, stuff like that. If I were to suggest anything, I guess it would be to add more than 2 types of turrets, add more turrets in general. At least we can have a good point sync, if anything. Maybe let you upgrade perks, increasing your fire rate from 33% to 60 cents, maybe even 2 times faster as an example, with each upgrade costing more, obviously. Maybe we can have some new power ups, like a blitz power up that increases your movement speed. Yeah, boring, I know, but I can't think of anything better. We're gonna do it real quickly, so I guess I should just list some quality of life improvements that I'd like to see. Some things like letting the players ready up to skip the long wait time between waves. Seriously, 30 seconds isn't really that bad, but it's just annoying to have to go through that multiple times. Especially when you're in a solo queue when you're basically doing absolutely nothing except just waiting for it to go down. Letting you see the entire map so that you actually know where you're going, whether it be in a little mini map or pressing a button to bring it up, or ideally enough both. Heck, while we're already on that idea, perhaps we can even press icons of the map to remotely activate it, like pressing a turret's icon to activate it without having to run over to it. If not that, then maybe like a remote control menu that requires like 150% of the original price. So let's say you bought Quick Revive, it would cost more, like 6,000 points, to activate it remotely as opposed to running to the vending machine and walking up to it. And maybe just giving you a vending machine that dispenses ammo instead of going to the armory. I don't know. I just think it would be faster and generally make more sense to have a vending machine that automatically dispenses. Well, not automatically dispenses it, but you can go up to it and dispense ammo for the same price, I guess. I just think it's kind of would make a bit more sense, you know? Anyways, those are just some of the thoughts I've had about this game. I really hope this video gets seen by the developer so that things can be added in. Or if not that, to at least spread the word to developers, because I think this is a really cool concept for a game. I don't want to see it flounder into just a boring despair of not being able to do anything. So yeah, yeah. Hey, so it's editing zero here, and I just wanted to point something out. So if you look at the gameplay, something you might notice is that I keep employing a singular strategy, which is basically to camp the quick revive corner and just keep shooting zombies until I inevitably die, and then go back to the quick revive corner. I think this is ludicrously overpowered, and I think it should probably be nerfed. Either by increasing quick revives purge as a whole, or maybe employing something like every time you have to go to quick revive, it increases the cost so that you can't just camp the quick revive corner and not play the game. I don't know. Then again, with my additions, maybe this wouldn't be necessary. I just wish someone could fix this absolute nightmare of a mechanic. See ya.